As we're about 2 weeks away from the Season of the Haunted narrative concluding, what can we expect from the final mission Catharsis, the epilogue for Season of the Haunted? What could we expect for the rewards? And of course, the weeks after that, like Solstice of Heroes, going with a whole new seal and new armor. Let's get right into it. As we know that there's only two more Sever missions left for Season of the Haunted. Of course, we have the Resolve mission, which will finish off the Keitel Gaul storyline, and then the Catharsis mission, which will be the final mission against Calus, which reads as follows. After the next two Sever missions, Rage and Resolve, there will be a Catharsis mission. Return to the Leviathan and prepare for one final ritual to prevent Calus from assuming control of the Lunar Pyramid. Credit JB Deathblade. Please go check him out. He's a really cool guy. Now, what can we expect out of the Catharsis mission? As other Sever missions usually have some kind of boss connected to the enemy variant, which has killed the main character. Me personally, I think we're going to see a Nightmare of Calus. Of course, this will be the last Sever mission, so it only makes sense for Calus to be the boss. I don't think it will be the real version, unless it would be. That would be really crazy, but I do believe it will be a Nightmare version of Calus, and it will be played in, of course, his throne room. And we might get some of the older raid mechanics from the raid that we killed him with, and we might get maybe the buffs, and we maybe have to go into, like, I don't know if it was like the Ascendant realm or something, that purple realm with his big purple face. We might have to go in there again and do some little stuff, but it would be meant as like a cool little mission for like a person who probably didn't do the raid, who can just do it for a little mission like that. It would be really awesome to see how it goes out. I would love to see something big for the ending of the season. As we know, we're going to get a cutscene that was seen in the reveal trailer for Season of the Haunted, showing Zavala, Crow in the background, as well as Keitel. So all the three characters that we've seen through the narrative story will probably have some big impact and see what's going to happen for the finale of this season. And it will probably connect really well, of course, with other seasons, all the way leading up to Lightfall being the next major expansion. So whatever happens in the Season of the Haunted story will probably connect very well with Lightfall, as last year's Chosen's narrative connected really well with how Witch Queen ended up. Now, what can we expect as a raid, or as a exotic weapon goes? Now, I don't see myself saying that there will be an exotic weapon this time around, guys. Unfortunately, the only time I could say there would be is maybe Solstice of Heroes actually having one, but at that, I don't feel like event exotics are going to be a thing that will be coming into Destiny 2 for a while, or never going to come back, because it just doesn't, it looks very unlikely to have a exotic weapon. A legendary weapon I could see as a possibility, as something they could add, but I do not see a exotic weapon being anything they're adding. And maybe in Season 18 and 19 we maybe could get a secret mission or some kind of finale mission with one, but right now I just don't see it being the case, unlike last season, which actually had a lot of things going up, and we could say there might have been a possibility for an exotic to happen. Now, what is after Season of the Haunted's narrative? What will be the next big thing? Well, we know that Solstice of Heroes will be returning for its next year. Now, what can we expect out of this? Well, there will be an entire new seal type thing with this event, which will be pretty awesome. I don't think there was a seal with Solstice. I think Moments of Triumph had one, but that's a whole other thing. But Solstice will finally have a seal, and there was a lot of changes that will be more unraveled when more future TWAPs come out, which I will definitely keep you covered there, which will be pretty crazy. But yeah, Solstice will be coming back, and I believe the European Aerial Zone as well, because I know the armor was leaked, and I don't know if the objectives was, but I think it did hint at the European Aerial Zone, which is usually the location that you go and do all your stuff for the armor objectives from previous years. So having that location come back might be yay and a nay for some people. Me personally, I love this event. It's probably the best favorite event this whole year, because I'm not a huge fan with like Guardian games or really the Dawning anymore. So I would love to see how the European Aerial Zone could be maybe expanded upon, or maybe just added on more onto. But we'll just have to find out. But again, best event I think all year, and hopefully they can get it well like they did last year. Get it good, you know what I mean? But something also to hint up, just a little cool thing, is that this week we saw the Helm being more corrupted by the, of course, Crown of Sorrow, the Season of the Haunted Wing, and some of the Helm has been corrupted, and it was pretty awesome to see this like little in-game thing. Now, if you don't want to be spoiled, in the Season of the Haunted Silver bundle, there is a character in the like Risen type hallway, and he does show in the background on his right side of the Risen type wing, which has not been corrupted yet, all corrupted by this, whatever you want to call it, purple, pink, I don't know what to call it, but stuff. So, could we see the Helm being more corrupted over time in these next coming weeks? Of course we could, and we're probably going to, and we don't know how this may affect other, of course, rooms or anything like that once future seasons come along. Who knows if this will be something that will corrupt a character or corrupt some kind of object in the Helm, or something to just look at. It's going to be a really interesting thing to just look at these next coming of weeks and next coming of months to see if it goes into Season 18, Season 19, or even Lightfall, possibly how the Helm's going to look out before the next major expansion. But yeah, guys, that's all I have for today's video, just things to point out. Speculating on a live event, I know there was a interview recently on if there would be like a huge tie-in to live events and if they were going to do one anytime soon, and I know they said they had to pick a really good time for it to happen. If there was going to be a live event to happen this season, I really wouldn't have any big ideas on what it would be. Maybe the Leviathan just being blown up, or maybe it, like, I don't know, getting destroyed at the end of the year or something. But end of the season event, I don't see anything really big, and I heavily don't think an event's going to happen this time around. But maybe something for next season or the season after, as like we had the Almighty event, and then we had, of course, the Rivals event, and maybe there will be something there. Like, those in-game events really are something that, make the game feel more alive, if you know what I mean. And if we could get something like that again sometime soon in year 5, I would love that. And I believe right before Lightfall we should get one. I definitely have high hopes for Season 19's finale to have one, or at least Season 18's finale to have one, because those are going to be more times when you're going to expect the season to start getting into the narrative story of Lightfall, and a major expansion could definitely see something like that. Maybe some hidden weapons and exotics around the way as well, because I would love to have some like 0-hour Black Spindle type missions. I know we haven't seen those for a really long time, and Vox Obscura was a cool mission in my opinion, but it didn't live up to the hype. So could we expect a mission sometime in the future? I could definitely think that as well. But let me know your thoughts on this season. I really did enjoy this season as well. It was a good season. I'm enjoying the narrative story, and I can't wait for it to end. And I feel like these two, the seasons at the very beginning of the year, the two first seasons, are usually the ones with the smaller narrative stories, and they do connect well at the very end. If you are trying to connect the dots here, what will like affect how the story narrative in the last season will play out. Because me personally, I didn't really think the whole Haunt and Chosen narrative was going to connect really well with the narrative for the Witch Queen and DLC. So again, these story narratives are pretty awesome, and hopefully once we get in the Season 18 and 19, they're going to get a bit deeper and a bit more connected to the Witness, which will probably be our next big boss, big baddie for the Lightfall DLC. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching. This meant a lot for you to keep on watching and doing all these videos. I just finished school, so uploads will be back, hopefully. And yeah, thanks for all the support, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye, guys.